again. Because I every time I put a comment up, it moves the number. So let's go.
The other baby mama stated, "I'm gonna shoot you, bitch. Watch me shoot you, bitch." And he stated, "Oh, she's gonna go get her gun. She's gonna go get her gun. Watch, watch." And after this happened, she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle, grabbed her gun, went around, and when
Okay, so she just said right there she ran around to the passenger side, which tells us that she was at the driver's side. So, like I said, both witnesses said that. And then Carlos, why would you repeat that she gonna go get the weapon? Like, that's basically telling her to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's time for you to go get it. Because the words that should have came out your mouth was, no, I got this. I got her with, get in your car, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, get back in your car because you was already in it.
The woman, the mother, who slipped away from him for at least maybe a good second. As soon as she slipped away, she shot her. And
she didn't even let Romeca pinch her. She was talking all that shit online. All that mess online. And when you got your moment that you can throw them up, you want to go shoot her. You want to fire at her. Like, man, listen, if you get a guy like this that got you doing stuff like this, run. Shout out to BFF. I see you over there in the vertical. Get it together. We don't play with trolls over here at all. But okay, let me let this play.
She shot her in the face, on her side, and in her thigh. And I saw him holding her for a split second.
Okay, so if people want to say she ain't credible because she didn't actually get fired on 3 times, that's what she thought. It was enough, stuff on the scene. We seen it all over the ground. Who knows? We heard her say, which I had not heard. I had not heard a lot of stuff she said in this until last night when I found this and recorded it. And so we heard her say that she actually heard 5 shots and she wouldn't have stopped had it not jammed. She heard the cops say that it was jammed.
And maybe he was in shock. But after he was in shock, I guess he picked her up. And when she was falling, a gush of blood fell,
So he picked her up when she was falling. So she fell into his arms is what I don't know how he didn't get hit. If he was that close. Let's go back a little bit.
He was in shock. After he was in shock, I guess he picked her up, and when she was falling, a gush of blood fell, out of her body. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? I don't know. Everybody else sees movies, you know what I mean, and they see put pressure on the wound. Why weren't you putting pressure on the wound? Why weren't you caring enough? This supposedly was your first baby mama. Because when I was on the bus, I heard him and her screaming, and she was literally saying, she was like, I just dropped off my fucking baby. What? I just dropped off my fucking baby. Are you guys kidding me? As soon as I got off the 21 bus, and trust me, they got it. You know what I mean? Everything that I literally had to, I wasn't gonna let her die like that. I literally looked into her eyes. That hurt me. She said she dropped her baby off, and you don't know who she is. You know what I mean? And I was like, arrest her. She needs to get arrested.
That's sad. She looked into her eyes, and I heard people trying to discredit her. She ain't looking in her eyes. Ain't no way the woman said she looked in her eyes. She wanted to save her. He wouldn't let nobody go over there by her. And we seen that, the footage we seen was probably seconds after it happened, right? Right. The moment that it happened, some of the footages, I ain't see him down on his knees at all. I ain't see him down there with her. I just seen him looking down. It's like he ain't want to get his knees dirty or something. I don't know. I didn't ever see him down. I didn't see no tears in his eyes. He should be traumatized. And he ain't. We seeing him in the gym. We seeing him. We seeing everything. It's life as usual for this guy. And he watched her take her last breath. Even though they, if you got a pulse, they got to take you. But I believe that she left right there. I don't remember the time that they said she actually was pronounced. But this guy was right there for all of it. And didn't drop nan tear on the scene, but called the mother snotting and crying, talking about it's all my fault. Yeah, it is. It sure is. Your first words out your mouth to the mother. Yep, I believe it. Every word you said.
I mean, they weren't even thinking. There was another black female cop who came up, and a Mexican short cop. And I pointed out, I was like, the gun's in her car. The gun's in the car. Why wouldn't you give him the gun if supposedly this was, a self-defense? You know what I mean? If it was hey, here's a gun, this is what happened. It was no self-defense. I swear to you, it did not look like no self-defense. It looked like you shot her because you were just angry or something. You know what I mean? And to me, when she shot her, it wasn't the female that got shot. Triggers. She wasn't with any gun. She didn't have no weapon, no knives, no nothing. So what was it that frightened you so much? You had to run around your car, go into your passenger seat or whatever the case is, and you reached in to get your gun and shoot this woman.
She reached in. She didn't say she opened the door or nothing. So that's what made me think it's on the floorboard. And we talked about that already.
You know, so to me, it was a senseless. They were arguing because she was pulling up, and I guess they ended up parking. Why was her car?
She was pulling up, and they ended up parking. She was pulling up, and they ended up parking. So she was right there. Like, for people that saying that they didn't pull up at the same time, and we already know that it was a conversation with the judge talking to old Ari and trying to figure out the time differences with the shark footage and all that. If she pulled up while they parking, that means you was right there. Like, literally, I picture it like Romeca was at that light and they was pulling. They probably got through the light before Romeca could bust a U-turn. So pretty much by the time she bust a U-turn, they was right there, like parking. So to her, when she said that, it kind of seemed like, well, dang, did they get into it about the parking spot? Like, was she trying to park there? I mean, that ain't what she's saying, but she's just describing what she's seen. And at this point, she's still on the bus, right?
Parked on the sidewalk, because I seen she ran towards the sidewalk to get her gun, and it was a small black vehicle, and he had a black truck, I think. And literally, he came out of his truck looking like real, like he wasn't like on anything, but being like mischievous, like nothing but like what was like he was planning something, you know what I mean? And I called the cops on the first time I called the cops, it was because he was attacking her, you know, and the other girl was just yelling at her and she was arguing back. So there was nothing going on for her to be like, oh, I'm gonna step back over here to go get my gun.
And we already know at that point, Quadacia's scary self could have left. If she was so in fear for her life when Carlos and this whole car. As a matter of fact, hell, if Carlos and Romeca was on Romeca's driver's side, then that would mean that there was two cars and Carlos in between them. I mean, but when she ran over to the other on the passenger side, that would be two cars between them at this point. And you still scared? You got your man, your alleged man, and a whole car between y'all, and you scared. So where her picture at is where the witness is saying she was standing on the side of her car. Of course, she would have been closer because I got her picture closer to Romeca's car. But she would have been closer standing by her car. And Romeca was on the driver's side, so she was on the other side. But when she ran to the sidewalk, now you got the black car in between you. You got Romeca car in between you, and you got Carlos with Romeca in a damn headlock. So at what point did you fear for your life, ma'am? Wait, what? Girl, bye. And then the fire on her as many times as she did is just freaking ridiculous. She planned to unalive Romeca. That's why she had, and it sounded like that was the plan. We know she got to drop her son off, and I mean, was the plan, was Deja just gonna fire as she came past? Like, what? Her window was already down and she was sitting in the car. Somebody had called in and was like, well, maybe she thought, and somebody else said it too, that maybe she thought they was together because people are saying they was into it. I still find it hard to believe that they was into it. I think they was planned. This was planned. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going. I ain't gonna stop until I hear something different.
You know, she was nowhere near her. But that's all I gotta say. And I know for a fact that she did get arrested, but he got let go. So hopefully, you know, for what I said and what I witnessed, I just don't want to be, you know, put on the stand or anything to say. I did put a statement in because I know it's necessary. You know, it was ridiculous. You know, I'm a mom too. I wouldn't want my baby to hear like that, you know, and I wouldn't want me to be laying in the ground. She's a sister, you know, she's a mother, she's a daughter, she's somebody to everybody. She's a friend, you know, and that was bogus to just stand there and look at her like she was nothing, you know. To me, I was really so mad. My boyfriend was also really mad. He was yelling at them. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay, I am gonna stop it because she said standing there and looking at her like she was nothing. And that's exactly what she was doing. Like, she was standing there looking like she deserved every bit that she gave her. That's what she was doing. She didn't care. And I mean, look, I was explaining this story to somebody else, and then I said something about Quadeja getting arrested, on the scene. She was just basically detained for a statement and let go. But they was like, she was still there when the cops got there? Yes. I said, thank you. Because what do most people do? You fire on somebody, you run, you get out of there. No, she was standing right there when the cops came, like she did the right thing. Got her. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, you've lost your mind. Seriously. Definitely a setup. 100 and absolutely. Exactly. I agree. There's no way she fired to leave her alive. Nope, she wanted to make sure she was gone. There's no, I mean, so that's all they got to prove. Like, I mean, she wanted to cause great harm or death, and that's exactly why she fired that many shots. Hell, 5? The witness says she heard 5.
Was there too, and I was on the phone with him while all this was happening. I would call back at him, and he was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Please hurry!" And I even had him run that way. I was like, "You need to run that way to go see if he's okay. Go see if everything's okay."
So the boyfriend and her was not on the scene at the same time. So I mean, she's seen it all, and he's seen some of it, and just knowing what he was telling, she was telling him. You know what I'm saying? Before he even got there. And that's why I think he knew certain things. Because some of the things he said that you shot her. He said that old boy did. I heard him yelling like, why you didn't just put her in the car? But he said he instead of she. But that could have just been an error. And also, if I didn't already say this, some people say fighting when they really just mean arguing. So, you know what I'm saying? Some people will call a verbal altercation a fight. You just got to know people's verbiage and how they talk. So, Holly and Romeca was not in the fight. The only fight I heard about was her and Los. Hell, I mean, she didn't have time to get to Holly. He was right there. Bowing her and all kind of stuff. I heard her one hand he had her held, another one he was hitting her with, and the door. Like, she sits in her car to get in the car. Then Quadeja come walking to the front of her car to get her out. And I didn't even know they had, an argument when she like, you want to keep walking to my car? I'll beat your A or whatever. Let's keep going.
What's going on over there? What's going on? Is she laying in the go see if she's okay, and it's just senseless that I felt.
And this the part I was looking for, the girl that he touched. I mean, I can't say that this is a relative of his. I don't know who she is. She's a kid with a backpack, and I don't know what he touched her for. Besides, kind of like he was talking to the people behind her. They the ones that was loud and talking. And you see the witness right there with her headset on, the white headset, and she got a baby with her. She heard everything from the bus. Like, yeah. Dog ears.
Like, I had to go send my boyfriend over there because he was just standing over her, like, like, I don't know, but
exactly.
Yeah.
He was just standing over her. So did he? No, he did not get on his knees at all. Because I remember people saying, like, you wasn't even helping. Well, how didn't you know? That was some aftermath. No, the aftermath, as long as she was laying on the ground, he should have been on the ground with her. Okay? Period. Hold on. Let me, yes.
They were by Miss Meeks' car. Miss Meeks was standing in her door frame, and Carlos had the driver's side door, and he was slamming the door into her. Trust me, that's why I called the cops right away, because it looked like to me it was like a domestic violence. She was standing by her trunk of her car, and she was arguing with Miss Meeks.
She was standing by the trunk of her car arguing. So that's something that I had not heard at all. So Meek's car right here, she at the back of her car. So we could see it pretty clear right there. And then Carlos was way up here, and he had her in the headlock on the other side at this time too, right? So why didn't she just get on back in the car and go home? She wanted to smoke, sitting up there arguing with her. For what?
About being there, I guess. And that's when I heard Miss Meeks yell out, "I just dropped off my fucking kid. Are you kidding me?" Like,
and she said about being there. So I guess she don't know what they was arguing for. She just know they was arguing. Let's take it back.
That's when I heard Miss Meeks yell out, "I just dropped off my fucking kid. Are you kidding me?" Like she was like, "What the fuck's wrong?" Being there, I guess, and her trunk of her car, and she was arguing the door into her. Trust me, that's why I called the cops right away, because it looked like to me it was like a domestic violence. She was standing by her trunk of her car, and she was arguing with Miss Meeks about being there, I guess. And that's when I heard Miss Meeks yell out, "I just dropped off my fucking kid. Are you kidding me?" Like she was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you guys?" Like it was a different, like, argument. Like it wasn't even like she was arguing with her. You know what I mean? Yeah, she did get back out of her car, but it was because the other woman was antagonizing her. And she was acting like she wanted her to come out the car. So then she came out of the car. And I don't think she expected to get shot. No one ever like expects to get shot. You know what I mean? But to me, I felt like what I seen, it was unnecessary. It was senseless, and I don't know what came over her to even think to go get her gun. You know what I mean? Like I thought they gave people training for that. I just, from what I literally, I haven't been online or anything, and I haven't been looking up. But I went on YouTube and I saw your thing, and you were saying to tell the truth. So I figured I'd come on. Yeah, because he was slamming it so hard. I feel like she was just trying to kind of get away from him.
He was slamming it so hard. I believe that's where the lacerations came from. You notice she had to be injured from that door somehow. I mean, closing her in the door? For what?
Went back in. No, because
he should have been grabbing Holly that was antagonizing her and making her want to get back out the car. How about Holly get in the car? He wasn't doing nothing to control the threat. He was doing nothing to control the threat at all. Let me see what y'all saying. So Rhonda said that's why she stood there just staring at Romeca body laying there, making sure she didn't survive. Exactly. It seemed like that's what both of them was doing. The girl he touched looked like she should have been walking to the school building at that time. Yeah, I agree. But I mean, they stopping looking at the commotion. And the girl he touched, okay, so Holly injected herself in that dispute with Romeca and Carlos. Exactly. That's why she stood there. Yep. No, she thought she was protected by the CCL. Absolutely. So definitely a setup. Everybody is feeling like it was a setup, and the judge, Rhonda said the judge got to know this was a setup to unalive her that morning. Yep. He made sure nobody helped her. He is evil. Exactly. And the witness even said that. That's exactly why he was over there protecting her body so no one would come over there and help her survive. Shaking my damn head. And God got something for Carlos. Exactly. You will not get away with that. Anybody that had a hand in this. Gigi said not a tear, not a tear, not a sad face, not a oh my God, nothing at all. The only thing, shout out to Katisa. The only form of remorse I ever heard about was when the mother talked about what he said to her. And yeah, I mean, I didn't hear nothing before that, and I don't think it was genuine. They found 3 shells. Well, the witness says she heard 5. And I don't know. I'm still wondering if it really. She said she heard the cops say that it jammed, and that's where it came from. Because I had wondered where that came from. But hey, unless something else backfired out there, I don't know where the 5th one came from. I don't know, man. But as a matter of fact, you out there like you at Target damn practice, she could have hit some other people. Her own vehicle, for one, you right there. Like, I mean, it ain't like she a dang on sniper. She up there firing over her car. Sound like to me. Even what he said to the mother was fake. Sure was. I totally agree with that. She started the day she started filing a TPO. Yep, the setup. Especially because she mentioned the school that day. On December 4th, 2024, she mentioned the school. How about if I give you her son's school address and then you end up going to her son's school? Like, come on, man. Yeah, you was planning it the whole time. Oh, they ain't gonna serve her. I'm a server. I said that. Like,
the girl literally ran from the side of the sidewalk and then went in front of her car and Miss Meeks' car and started like yelling stuff out. That's where I actually got off the bus, and then I started getting close, and then like just to hear what was going on, and it started getting hectic. And then at that point, I was already telling the cops they needed to hurry to come and get the situation handled because they were in the middle of the street arguing, and I was like, he literally was slamming the door on her back, like, please go help, please help. So yeah, and then after she ran to the side.
So he was slamming it on her back. So like that would have been like easy for her to be like turning her face, trying to, get away. So I mean, dang, that's even a worse position if it was her back. So she facing the getting on in the inside of her car, but she turned around. So she can't even defend herself because her back is to him. Is how yeah, if she was, yeah, that's how I'm picturing it. That's crazy, man. So people are asking for a recap. We are talking about Romeca Meeks Blackmon of Chicago, who lost her life September 8th of 2025. Her son's father and his other baby mama put up on her, and they got into it. He was slamming her into the door. What we talking about? This is a witness that was there, so y'all listening at what happened. And so the girl that did this, Quadasia Holly Johnson, she got detained the day that it happened, September 8th, but they let her out, and she's been out. She was out from September 8th all the way to December 3rd. And now she is locked up and she ain't getting out. It's a whole group of people that support this murderer. And it's a group of people that's on the side of right. And that definitely support Romeca because she didn't deserve to lose her life. And so a lot of people are rooting for Quadasia to get out. And some people don't believe the witness that's talking right now. But this is what they using in court. So whether people believe it or not, this is what the judge is basing everything off of because he's talking about this in paperwork at the last hearing. And so it was a setup. We definitely believe that. And look at this. These are her shoes. Like she's standing there just peering at her, just staring at her, and got all of this on her shoes, all over her pants. I wonder if they put that stuff in evidence. I mean, I would think they did because they took her straight from the scene. So those clothes should have been collected, and she should have went home without the clothes. But let this finish. I hope that helped. But check out the other videos too, because it's a lot with this case. But we just focusing in on the witness and the rest of what the witness said that's been chopped and screwed and lost in the throughout the months of this case. And I see BFF is sniping over here. Shout out to BFF. Didn't Q say 8 people were there? I didn't know who said that 8 people, but I remember hearing that it was 8 people. So I have no idea. I have no way of confirming that. And he choked Romeca so hard her thyroid was swollen. See, I'm just like, man, what is really going on? I don't understand, if all of that was going on. Obviously, they ain't blaming him for nothing that happened yet. And so, I mean, they could be watching him. You know what I'm saying? They could be paying attention to what he doing and come for him later. Shout out to Trina Michelle. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. I appreciate it, fam. Or super chat. Thank you so much. Okay, let me hit play.
No, she was yelling that over the foot, right? But when she came out of the car, she said, "What?" Like she was like, "What, bitch? Like you keep coming up to my car? What's up?" Because she kept coming up to her car and
see that right there. Holly was coming up to her car. I had not heard that, but we hear it now. Holly, she ain't going nowhere. I don't see this girl getting out. She looking at so many years with all of the extra charges.
Like every time she would go back into her car, she was like, trying to get her out of the car. So then that's what to me, it seemed like the only reason why she came out of the car was because the other woman, Miss Johnson was like antagonizing her.
See? Now we see the cars. Y'all see it over here. The red arrow. Y'all see the cars. Let's listen.
He was just standing there looking. Well, I just seen him looking like he was just looking, and to me, I didn't know what his plans were, what the plans were between each other, To me, what I witnessed is, the that he was standing right next to her and he didn't say anything, but they were arguing. And then once Miss Meeks walked up to Carlos, Miss Johnson ran to the sidewalk, and then Carlos snatched her up by the waist, and then.
So Meeks walked towards Carlos. She wasn't even her focus wasn't even Quadeja. So she walked towards Carlos and that made Quadeja walk towards her car. Like what? Let's hear that one more time. What are we doing here?
Standing right next to her, and he didn't say anything.
And he's standing right next to them or Romeca. Wait, who was he standing next to? I don't know if he's standing next to Romeca or old girl. But he's standing right there, not doing anything. Like he should have been standing by Quadeja, getting her in the car. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You're restraining the wrong person, sir.
And or are you? He didn't say anything, but they were arguing. And then once Miss Meeks walked up to Carlos, Miss Johnson ran to the sidewalk.
So once she walked up to Carlos, so Romeca again, she ain't paying no attention to Quadeja. She is through.
And then Carlos snatched her up by the waist, and then he was she was wiggling out like almost. And then when she almost wiggled out, he had her by the neck because she was like wiggling down, you know. I honestly, I just seen that when she got out of got out of it, like she was literally going the other way. She wasn't going towards her, you know. So it just looked like she was trying to get away, you know. At this point,
she was trying to get away. She was injured by this time. Sound like to me, she was injured. If her face was torn, then she was injured from that door. I do believe they said that injury didn't come from the weapon, even though she did take one to the face. That was something separate.
She was scared, you know, and I seen like she was scared. Like it was a different, like, you know, when you see somebody's movement and you could just tell like run to, you know what I mean? That's what I.
So I wonder if she seen the weapon. She was scared. I believe she seen the weapon. And this idiot holding on to her, she can't even save herself because you won't let her go.
Seen, you know, and when she like there was no reason for it. Like Carlos had her already, you know what I mean? There was no reason for her to go get her gun. You know, it was unnecessary, I think. But
and you she didn't have anything. Holly and Carlos, they came in separate cars.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, flat out. Yeah, they did. Like we can't misunderstand that. Now the part that trips me out is the one part that I played the last time that Holly got out of the parked car. She says that directly after saying that. Wasn't that part that she just said important? But it was clipped. That's so crazy. Cause I didn't know. I'm like, but based off of what I had, I'm like, yeah, she was there already.
Holly's car was already parked, right? Holly came out of the parked car. And
Holly and Carlos, they came in separate cars?
Yeah, they did. Holly's car was already parked, right? Holly came out of the parked car, and Miss Carlos was in a black truck vehicle. I think it was a Mercedes, and Miss Meeks was in the white car. So she was already like, I think she had, well, she just said, and she yelled out that she was just dropping off her kid. Like to me, it looked like you know, like it looked weird. You know what I mean? Because I was telling the police that she had her baby inside her car. You know, so I was like, that's her baby. The baby's in the car.
Right. So like I've been saying, the baby was already chilling in the car. The witness already peeped all that. Like, come on, man. Like, yeah. Yes. Hello. I'm new to this podcast. Welcome in, Melanie or Melody. Thank you for dropping down in the chat. Please make sure you subscribe and share us out. Hit the like button. This is a clear case of okay, it really is, undoubtedly. I mean, you can't get away from the truth. Like, this person has no dog in the fight, man. This is a stand-up person that seen something and said something. Okay, you a troll talking about 5-4. You're a troll. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm looking at, Rhonda. Clear. Trump is the best. We ain't talking about Trump right now. I guess we need to talk about Trump because there's a lot going on. But Mari, I agree. Holly and Lowe's gonna meet up with Karma. Okay, absolutely. You can't get away with this. And shout out to everybody on the it's a couple people donated on the vertical stream some jewels and stuff. Thank you for donating the jewels. Trying to see if I shout out to my ice homies. Boy, y'all just want to troll just to be trolling. Shout out to Hello Barbara for the 100 jewels, the 200 jewels. Thank you so much. I couldn't think of who it was, but I know I've seen a couple. Okay, let's keep going. That's crazy though. Holly was already sitting in the car chilling. I wonder, I wonder when did Holly get in the car though? Do we really believe she was in there all night, or did she just, go ahead of him maybe by 30 minutes or 15 minutes? Like, how long was Holly actually in that car? I wonder. But the baby part never made sense to me. And now we know that it never happened. I mean, she would have had the car seat. Carlos would have been right there kind of busy with that and helping her with the baby, you would think, because that car seat looked heavy as heck, because it's also a stroller. So it would have took her some time to do that, right? She wouldn't have been able to pay attention to them scuffling and none of that. She wouldn't have seen none of that if she was busy putting her baby in the car. And if Romeca wanted her, she could have ran over to her then when she was allegedly putting her baby in the car, right? Wouldn't that have been the best time to catch her off guard? But that baby part did never happen because it never made sense to me. And I believe what the witness is saying, although, she ain't getting everything right. I mean, but she getting more right than she getting wrong, and is matching and making sense with the scene of the crime and everything that we looking at. Like, just look, man, come on. Let's go.
I was like, you need to arrest her. Like, why aren't you guys arresting her? And then she was all like, oh, and by the way, I don't know if anybody caught the video or anything, but Carlos goes up to Holly and fist bumps her and says, what was it? It was self-defense, right? It was self-defense. And she's like, yeah, it was self-defense.
Okay, now she had a whole story to go along with the fist bump. I didn't see a fist bump. The little girl he touched, that wasn't a fist bump. She didn't say it was a fist bump either. She did just say that he touched her hand or whatever, however she described it. But she's describing this a little bit different than the other girl that he touched. And she said clearly it was a fist bump. And she's giving us words that they said. Come on, man. Listen. I believe the jury gonna believe this witness. Okay, and that's all that matters. Like, they can try to do all that they doing. It ain't gonna change what happened on September 8th. I don't care what they come up with. It was no justified reason for Romeca to lose her life that day.
Yeah, and he goes up to her, and they were both said, they looked at each other and it was self-defense, right? He was like, yeah, it was self-defense.
Why did they have two different cars there to meet her?
I'm actually not sure. I didn't, I just witnessed what I plenty of people on there. Plenty of people.
Okay, she don't know, but they had two cars. This woman don't know that she's telling. You know what I'm saying? She just telling what she's seen. So good luck, man. Good luck. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Yeah, somebody said justice for Jeffrey Epstein. Like, y'all want Trump so bad, don't y'all? Support ICE and Trump. We not talking about that right now, but we'll get into it. Hit the like button. That's what you do. Hit the like button. Okay.
On the sidewalk that they were shouting out to arrest her and everything, and the cops did, at least they did, did their job, and they did, what they had to do, because it wasn't for them, she wouldn't be like in handcuffs right now. You know what I mean? What's it called? She called me a snitch, and then I said, I don't care, I'm gonna find complaints. And then what's it called? She was frustrated.
She called her a snitch? Like what? Really? Well, I actually heard the real definition of a snitch is when you do a crime with somebody and then you tell. You ain't a snitch if you telling what you see. She ain't got nothing to do with these people. How the hell is she snitching by doing the right thing? And how the hell is Deja even having a conversation, intimidating a witness? They need to give her another charge for that. Intimidating a witness, threatening a witness, calling them names and all that. That's not okay. Shout out to the 202 people in the building. Please smack that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Shout out to the 242 people in the building. Smack that thumbs up as y'all come in.
And she was saying, She was like, I have a concealed and carry. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. You shot somebody. You know what I mean? And the other girl was like, yeah, the gun's in the car.
Well, we know exactly what she said. I don't give a F. You shot somebody, nigga. Yeah, and you did. And you was a straight nigga out there that day. Acting like you out there on the range or at the Wild Wild West some damn where. With your baby in the car. Like, you miss, man, listen, she gonna miss birthday 1 through 60. I feel sorry for baby cars. He didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve his parents. Hell.
And I was like, bro, I've been said the gun's in the car. It's in the passenger side. You guys you just stashed it for what? What you stashed it for? If you was like a self-defense, then why the fuck did you why didn't you just hand them the gun? You know what I mean? But she didn't hand them the gun. She hid the gun. You know what I mean? So to me, I was like, bro, what was this? Like, what was this right now? The cops were like, they're like, who was it? Who was it? I was like, her, arrest her.
I think it was wise for her to not have the weapon on her when the cops got there. I mean, I think, it could have worked out bad for her. Even though I did see a case, there was a case that I was covering before. This guy had a diabetic episode, and some chick, I mean, he was hitting stuff, he was driving and stuff, but he was having an ailment, and the girl got to chasing him after she called 911. They told her not to chase him. She decided to run up on the dude and fire at him and unalive the man. But the man was ill, and anyway, she ended up getting years in prison, sitting up there trying to do the police job, chasing down somebody. They told you not to chase the man, let the police do their job pretty much. And but when the police got there, she handed them the weapon. She had her weapon on her. And it was all good. They taking your job and food stamps. J Clips, get your trifling. You must get food stamps, like, if to even say that. Any other suspects? Carlos, he was the one on the scene, the baby daddy who was with the woman that did it. Like, and then his behavior now, how he's acting. All on Facebook, posting her toes and telling other women to post their feet. And somebody told him, that's your problem. You looking for feet instead of God. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, get your priorities together. You're working out. You're all this ridiculous stuff. Yeah. I can't wait till they wrap all that up.
They arrested her. She had blood all over her because, so I was like, I would assume they would have arrested her. You know what I mean?
She had blood all over her. We see that. The witness ain't told not one lie.
Yeah, when she was walking away, she looked at me and looked at, what's it called? My boyfriend, and she was like, whatever, y'all fucked up with this shit. It was self-defense. I got a restraining order on her. Yeah. So
so is that what she was saying when the cops was handcuffing her and pulling her away? Like, after the witness is why she got arrested. She said, I want her arrested. Arrest her. It's her. She shot her. Like, what do you want the girl to do? Sign language, spell it out for you? Like, damn.
It was just like, it doesn't matter. Like, you shot someone, you didn't even, like, you think to be like, hey, let me, like, and it was self-defense. I got a restraining order on her. Yeah. So I was just like, it doesn't matter. Whatever, y'all fucked up with this shit. It was self-defense. I would assume they would have arrested her. You know what I mean? Yeah, when she was walking away, she looked at me and looked at, what's it called? My boyfriend, and she was like, whatever, y'all fucked up with this shit. It was self-defense.
What? She looked at her and the boyfriend. So she intimidated 2 witnesses. We got 295 people in the building. Y'all, please smack that thumbs up. Share me out. I felt sorry for that baby on September 8th, sitting in that car so long while his mommy out there committing exactly unaliving, man. That poor baby, like, doomed from birth. I mean, you got him on a drill. For real. I mean, you brought the baby with you to commit a crime. You using the baby as a, because she put the baby in the TPO. So, and then they start, because when Q first came out with his bullshit, he said that Romeca was trying to hit on the window, trying to get to the baby. And allegedly, Romeca, somebody else said that Romeca allegedly said the baby about the baby doing something foul or something to her. Like, oh, I'm going to make the baby. I'm not going to even freaking repeat it. I don't believe she said that crap. The baby didn't have anything to do with nothing, and we know that Romeca wanted to meet the baby, and Holly brought it up in her Never video, and she said that that was some fake shit. So that's what Romeca was on, meeting the baby, not doing nothing to harm the child.
Off the fence, I got a restraining order on her. Yeah, so I was just like, it doesn't matter. Like, you shot someone, you didn't even like you think to be like, hey, you know, like let me like rethink this. You know, not why would you pull out a gun? You know what I mean? She turned away and he ran to his car. He wasn't even like paying attention to Miss Meeks or anything at all. At that time, my boyfriend started telling him like, don't you?
She turned away and he ran to the car. So after she was getting arrested, he left Meeks right there and went to the car. He was worrying about her kissing her behind. Let's take it back. Because Gigi asked her, what was Carlos doing at the time? I took it out, but that's what she asked.
Think to be like, hey, you know, like let me like rethink this. You know, not why would you pull out a gun? You know what I mean? She turned away and he ran to his car. He wasn't even like paying attention to Miss Meeks or anything at all. At that time, my boyfriend started telling him like, don't you feel remorse? Don't you feel bogus? Like, you didn't do anything. You just stood there. Like, you didn't even say anything to him. Like, to like, you know, like support her, like back her up. He was like, isn't that your first love? Didn't you have a baby with her, bro? Like, she just dropped off her kid. Are you kidding me? Like, you're a coward. You're a coward. And then he looked like his, like, it wasn't him being like sad or like anything. He was like, it looked like he was mad about something because of like his ego was hurt, you know? So he like tried to run.
It wasn't about him. Too many people was paying attention to Romeca, and he had a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Lula. Lula Mae James in the building. Justice for Romeca and her son and her mother and her sisters and her brothers and her family and friends and co-workers. Yes, justice for Meeks. She had a lot of love, and shout out to her co-workers for sticking through and helping her. You know what I'm saying? Like, they said they was gonna jump him, and they done been in court and everything else and sticking by the family. And that's another thing. Like, I mean, it's a whole record of this dude doing things, and there's so many people that's a witness to that. I don't see him not paying in some kind of way. They cannot charge him for the murder. He did not pull the trigger, but he had something to do with it. And I can't wait to see how they spin this. So I agree with you. I don't trust Q. I didn't like how he did Romeca family. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Would he say to Leslie, yes, that's crazy. Somebody told me that. I said, you gotta be kidding me. That is so freaking evil. Well, you know what you don't got? Romeca. What? Somebody told me that in my chat when I was talking about this. And like I said, since I talked about it, Keys interviewed the guy. I'm sure he's seen what I was talking about because they was using the words that I was using, like smear campaign. That is what my video was about. So if y'all didn't check out this video, please do, because I believe this prompted the interview that he did with Q. And it don't change nothing that I feel, because that was dirty, dusty, and all that. And clearly it's about money with this guy, and it's wrong. And you can never take away what you said about Romeca, how you smeared her. And now he's admitting that Carlos put him up to it, and that's why he did it and all that. Like, come on. You grown. You're a grown man. And you know right from wrong. And it's not okay. Holly is childish. She the one who lied and said Romeca's son had boils, and Carlos' stupid self just let her lie on it. Yeah, exactly. On a child like that. Exactly. You know what I picture when she was doing that I Would Never video. Carlos was right there with her. They had many laughs about this. They knew that they was trolling and gaslighting the hell out of Romeca. That's what they was doing. But she was on to the bull crap. Like, she called it out. We sitting here, when I went live before, we sitting here reading it. You got a restraining order, but you showed up to Meeks, to where Meeks at. Make it make sense, BFF. We can't. We cannot. We cannot. Like, I'm so scared. I'm going to go to her city and to her spot. You know what I'm saying? Her turf. I'm going to go a part where she could see me. Like, literally, there's a video of Romeca at his building when she had the brick telling him he always lying. Why you always lying? You're a liar. All that. And you could see where he parks at. And Holly's car was parked back there. That's where Holly's car could have been parked at before. While they were sitting up there trying to smear Romeca. Oh, look at her. She got this brick. And then showed her his car busted up and all that. And they showed Holly. What they don't realize is they also showed that they can park back there and your guests can park back there too. So why didn't y'all? So why did y'all not do it that day? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Call Pookie and Keisha. Get out of here, Tommy. Her absolutely. Carlos was the mastermind of Romeca. I believe it. I truly believe it. Let this play. I truly believe it. He's the one that has something to gain from it, I guess. I mean, I don't know what. I don't know if he thought in a perfect world, oh, I got her family. They gonna give me little Los and I'm gonna live happily ever after. No, happily never after. Like, it's never gonna happen. They thought this was gonna be a forever after. No, for never. You'll never be together. You'll never be in bliss in a relationship. No, I mean, he can play like he would her all these years, but I don't even think he would have time to do that. At some point, he ain't gonna even be dealing with old girl Holly at all. He gonna be moved on to a new supply as long as they got him out here to do so.
At us, like me and my guy, and he was trying to like act like he was gonna fight us. And that's when the cop came in between us. And then one of the cops was like, leave the scene. And I was like, well, I need to put my statement in. And they're like, well, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put my statement in. And then Carlos walked away when he was like giving me a look, you know. But my guy was literally standing there too, like, what the hell, you know. But at the same time, you know, he didn't get to see most of it. I did, you know. I know that he was doing it out of, you know, the goodness of his heart, because I was like, I honestly was crying, and I was like, hey, please go and help her. Like, I was like, I don't know, like, what made her do that right now. And he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, please go save her. I don't want her to die.
A person that knows nothing about this lady, and she was crying. She was in tears, begging her boyfriend to come and help. She didn't want her to die, but it seems like Carlos didn't care if she lived or died. I'm just saying, I could not believe when I seen this and then found out that it was more than one shot and she got hit more. I could not believe when I first looked at this. Like, come on, man. And then he's steady recording videos, lifting 500 pounds and all this. Like, boy, that ain't helping, is it?
And I like started crying because I was like, you know, looking at her, and I like started freaking out because I just, you know, the scene, everything, it was just like horrific. You know, I was like so like in shock, you know, I guess you would say, literally. And I just felt like everybody's reaction, her reaction, everything, it made it seem like nobody cared. And I was like with tears in my eyes, arrest her. You know, I was like, I don't know what else I need to do. I will sign complaints. I don't know what else you need me to do.
See, now nobody cared. Looking at her, looking at him, nobody gave a damn that she was taking her last breath. And it's not like she was laying there still either. People that seen it before it was covered, seen her moving, trying to get up, trying to help herself. That's what he said. He didn't expect the family to act the way they did. Oh, yep, he sure did, didn't he? Because I remember saying, what did you think they was going to do? Call them over for dinner, and what we going to do? Talk to them down. What we going to do? How we going to handle this going forward? Man, this dude is delusional. That's what he said. He didn't expect the family to act the way they did. He thought they would sit down and talk about what they was going to do. What? Carlos, you're insane. Man, listen, he is not in touch with reality. None of those videos of Romeca Pass is going to stand up in trial, period, point blank. Not at all. Was it September 8th? No. Okay, we don't care. Like, what we care about is the setup of this morning. Why was she parked over there again? Like, yeah, explain that. Why did you need to drive? If Holly was already there, what did Los need to be there for? Because we know he wasn't taking her to the car, according to the witness. So can he explain that? And then finding out that they had a conversation that morning. I found that out from the Holly side. That he literally told this creator that he talked to her that morning and she had been calling him 10 times, trying to get him to drop the son off. So, man, listen. Her said Holly is childish. She's the one who lied and said Romeca's son had boils. Yep. And Carlos' stupid self just let her lie. I read that one. Boy, I tell you, let this play. Because wait, we over 2 hours. Yeah, let's get this going. And shout out to the 190 people in the building. To share this out, just hit the share button, create posts, and add MTGV so I could see it.
You need to arrest her. Like, I felt so much like rage because no one was like understanding what calmness and how cruel they could be just standing there, him without tears in his eyes and her just standing there. Like, if she's like, she had the right to take somebody's life, she had the right to snatch somebody from this earth. You know what I mean? Like, and to think to be like, let me look at her and tell her like everything's gonna be okay. He didn't even do that. You know what I mean? He literally like looked at her, stood there, and didn't do anything. Like, his face was like, when somebody dies and you love them, and even though you might have a little like hate or whatever case is, you still have that heart in you. It should have hurt. There should have been at least a tear in your eye, and there was not one.
Exactly. And I said the same thing. Like, even if you mad at somebody, when something like that happened that you can't take back and they gone forever, like, yeah, you're gonna have instant remorse. Like, you're gonna have that adrenaline rush. You're gonna feel a certain way. Even cops feel that way after the first time of unaliving somebody. So shout out to Terry Dow for sharing me out an hour ago. And that's the only share I got. Like, what? Anyway, to share it out, hit the share button, add MTGV Crime Podcast, and then I will see it. And shout out to everybody in the building. We don't have enough thumbs up either, but shout out to the people on the replay. Y'all please share this out also and hit the thumbs up for sure. We want to get to 300 thumbs up on this stream, whether it's while we live or after it's over. I bring great content and stick to the content. This is a real true crime channel with no bullshit. There's no videos of Romeca coming. Holly, all the videos show Romeca and Carlos. Exactly. And it sounds like it was a Romeca and Carlos argument, and Holly needed to see her way out by going home. But no, she want to play Captain Save-A-Ho and got herself caught up. This is crazy, crazy. And this witness ain't, I believe her because she's very genuine. And even though they was doing all this shady stuff, I mean, dang, they was real bold to be calling this woman a snitch, calling them out their name and trying to fight, acting like they wanted to fight.
I just, that's pretty much it. But that's all I got to really say. And I really do thank you for letting me speak out and telling, the truth about what I seen and what I heard and everything. Yeah. Just like a baby, So, well, I just hope that, they find grievance and no matter what it is, that they come out stronger, and I hope that, whatever I did or what I could do, for them, like, I hope everything goes well, and I hope that they give that baby as much as love as, he deserves, because it was senseless for somebody to take his mommy, and that was the last thing that he ever seen, I guess, yeah. You know what I feel like? I feel like, when I seen everybody, at first it looked like Carlos and her were talking like fine, but then the other Miss Johnson popped up out of nowhere and started arguing too.
You hear her? She popped up out of nowhere. They was talking just fine, and she popped up out of nowhere. She could have stayed in her car. She wanted it. She wanted all this because that was the plan. Let's take that back a little bit. Y'all heard her, right?
At first it looked like Carlos and her were talking like fine, but then the other Miss Johnson popped up out of nowhere and started arguing too.
Popped up out of nowhere like, it's me, hello. It's me, hello. That's why I really feel like she put that song on her channel. I promise you. Yeah, I'm the one you've been talking to. I'm the one that you've been in court with. Yeah, all that. I feel like that's exactly what she was doing. And then she changed her name, the real Holly Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Probably because it was other Holly Johnsons though. Because I was trying to find her name. BFF got me cracked up. But I was trying to find her name on somewhere, and some big white guy with a big, it looked like he had cat fur on, is all up and down that social media. That's Holly Johnson. So yeah, that's probably what it was. But yeah, so when Holly made I Would Never, she wasn't with Carlos. Carlos was with Meeks. Holly Weird was pregnant and miserable. Yeah, because she was Every holiday she had a problem because Carlos was with Meeks. And also that video was just basically like she was pregnant at the time when she did the video. She was basically trying to call off Romeca. Like, girl, I'm pregnant. I would never be matching with a dude that got somebody else pregnant. I'm pregnant. Like, you supposed to lead this situation. Like, this pregnancy was supposed to make you run. Why you still here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I promise you. And I've been saying that Holly is a narcissist. And then somebody else came in here on my last live stream and said Holly catfished Los. So yeah, she a narcissist, just like him, and she tricked him. But for him to be the type of guy that he is, why would you want to be with a person that do threesomes? Like, that would have been something. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's picture Los and Holly actually being together in a relationship like him and Romeca. The same stuff that he loved Holly for. Because, Q brought up Romeca, Holly, how she do whatever Los want her and she do threesomes and all that. That would be the same damn thing that would make him hate her later. Like, yeah, he cool with it long as you ain't his woman. You become his woman. You not gonna be able to hang out with your mama and sister no more because he gonna think you sleeping with women, men, and animals. He ain't gonna be able to trust you with nobody, okay? Get out of my chat. Let me hit play. I got so many trolls.
Yeah, because all I know is she was yelling out that she dropped off her baby. But I honestly do feel like the cops did their job, because at the end, when but my thing is they did do the backtrack and they got my story, everything was too crazy on the scene. They were all trying to like calm everybody down, and we were all screaming our heads off, you know what I mean? And it was like a huge scene. There was a lot of people around us, and one person even said like, oh, don't even give him your number, don't even give him nothing. Why would you snitch? And it was, and I was like, I'm not a bystander. I don't do that shit. Like, I'm not gonna have somebody just die right there and no one's gonna say anything. I was like, no one's helping her. I was like, she don't got nobody. He's over here all kissing her ass. I was like, I'm not doing that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
He over there kissing her ass. And Romeca don't have nobody. She had a heart. She had more heart for Romeca than Carlos did on that scene. Which nothing matters that he did before that. Only after that. He showed no remorse. He showed no love and care for her. And it seems like that's what he wanted to happen. His name is Carlos Way. And like I asked, was this his way? Because if it wasn't, we know that Carlos Loso Way get his way. So why did this happen? Was it his way? Sound like it. It looks like it.
Who was gonna speak up for her? And I was like in the crowd really yelling at everybody because I was like, this is not cool. Like, I don't know why everybody, and to think that even somebody from the crowd went up to him to shake up with him, and then when she shook up with him, yeah,
like shake hands,
yeah, and she got blood on him, on her, she got blood on her head because he came up to shake up with her. Like, after he literally like was, I'm not just like, I'm just so, I was like,
what? She said shake up with her, but yeah, I don't agree with that. I just think he just touched her, but I don't know if she knew him or not. She didn't like him touching her. She walked away. She didn't like it. The other girl right here with the bonnet on, she alerted her like, you got blood on your hands. Then I didn't even know that she had walked away trying to shake it off and all that, like, until I seen the other thing, the other angle.
The hell, like, what's going on? Like, and the girl was like, you got blood on my hand, bro. But like, you still went up to him to say what's up. You know what I mean? So
I didn't see her go up to him, but I mean, I don't know if maybe she had just walked up there when it happened. I don't know. She was there. I wasn't. But look, we see her walking away right there. That's crazy though. Why did he touch her? I was wanting to know that.
To me, I was just like, what's going on? You know what I mean? But all I know is that what I seen was, it was looking kind of funny. It was looking kind of weird. I was like, no one's gonna say anything. He's over here not even trying to tell nobody nothing. Besides that, what's it called? She was
You see her, baby. She is right there. Right at him. You see Carlos right there. Witness right here. This person was about to walk away and came back.
being like, she was being crazy, and that was a self-defense. It was a self-defense. But from what I saw, it was not no self-defense. She was nowhere near you. Like, she was nowhere near you at all, like, whatsoever. She had nothing in her hands. She didn't have no gun. She didn't have no knife. She had her bare hands. She said, she was like, what, you want to keep acting like you come up to my car, bitch? Out, like, what? I could beat your ass, like, what, bitch? And she went.
Literally had words with Holly, and Holly didn't want to throw them bows. She didn't want to throw them hands. She antagonized her, knowing that she was about to grab some hot steel. She knew that. Girl, this was a stupid plan, wasn't it?
To go get a gun, you know what I mean? Like, that was senseless. Like, I thought, like, we were, better than this. Like, I thought we were grown. You know what I mean? Like, where were you scared for your life to where you went to go get a gun? You know what I mean? Like, you were already talking shit to her in front of her car, and you were telling her all kinds of shit for her to come out her car to tell you, like, what? You were saying you were going to beat my ass to come back over here, Come beat my ass then, but then you want to be like, nah, bitch, I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you.
Wait a minute, and did you hear her say that she was in the front of Romeca's car? She was in the front of her car. So she ran all the way from her car to go to the front of her car, which is closer to Los's car. So you way back here, but you ran way up here in front of her car, which is closer to where Romeca was at. Very interesting.
Carlos says, yeah, she's going to go get her gun. She's going to go get her gun. She'll shoot you. And boom, she gets shot because it was almost like, I don't know. It looked like a movie to me. You know what I mean? It was so, like, I was so in shock to the point where I was like, is this even happening? Yeah, I heard 5 rounds, actually. Yeah, and the only reason the cop was on scene and he was unloading the gun and he was like, it froze. So the only reason why she stopped was because the gun got stuck. Otherwise, it probably would have, she probably would have still kept shooting.
Okay, I mean, hey, she said what she said, clearly. And she overheard the cops talking. Wait, let's take that back.
Froze. So the only reason why
it froze.
Yeah, I heard 5 rounds, actually. Yeah, and the only reason the cop was on scene and he was unloading the gun and he was like, it froze. Yep. So the only reason why she stopped was because the gun got stuck. Otherwise, it probably would have she probably would have still kept shooting. I felt scared. I was literally screaming my head off. I was like, when I was witnessing it, I was close by the smoothie shop right there, and I ran back into the green line and I started telling everybody to stay in there because I didn't want anybody to get hurt. That they're shooting. She still has a gun while I'm on the phone with the cops. So it was crazy because to the point where I was just like so scared to leave. There was little kids coming off the train.
Little kids coming off the train. She by the smoothie shop, trying to protect everybody in there. While on the phone with 911, giving a blow-by-blow, while other people are also calling 911. You know what I'm saying? It was more than just her calling. She might have been the first, but she wasn't the only one. Because the judge talked about that. So she is giving a blow-by-blow, man. It's going to be hard to dispute this. Ain't nobody trying to dispute her either.
I'm going to school, you know what I mean? And it was like, I was like, I don't know what else to do. Like, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? What just went down? I was like so in shock. Like, how did that just happen? Like, from an argument, from like fighting with nothing like bare hands,
Somebody said she started hitting the hood of the car and Meeks came back out, which is when Carlos grabbed her. Now, I didn't hear her say she hit the roof of the car, but if that's what happened, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that is what she was doing, because I can't picture her just in front of the car not doing nothing. But just the mere, she probably did hit her car, but that the witness didn't say that. No one thing, Romeca didn't have to lose her life that day. She absolutely didn't. Period, point blank. I think that was his niece. I remember people saying that, but I'm not sure if that's his niece or not. That's crazy if it is. Fist bump before. Yeah, that's crazy if it is. Shout out to Teron. Welcome in. What's going on with this? Just tuned in. Welcome in, Mimi. I'm not about to go over it. Just hit the replay. He sounded so stupid saying this. Yes, call Pooh. Oh, okay, I already read that mess. Other suspects. Okay.
You went from that to a gun, like and she's just like, I think she was smaller than her. You know, like I was just like, what's going on? Like I thought he had her in a, like almost a headlock looking. I was
So she thought, it sounded like she thought Romeca was smaller than Holly. That is what it sounds like.
like, this is like over like excessive. And I kept saying, I was like, if this was excessive, I feel like this was too much. Like you guys did too much. He was like, nah, nah, nah. And he literally came up to me. He's like, shut the fuck up, you snitch, bitch. And he went up to
That's
my guy
crazy.
and he was talking about calm down, calm down. What's it called? Shut up already. Shut up already. No one wants to hear it. Because he didn't want nobody to hear what we were saying. You know?
Now I heard Carlos when he had went over to the crowd telling everybody to calm down, calm the fuck down. But we heard what she just said. Called her a snitch bitch. Like what? Wow, that's bold. Like, so they was trying to shut down the witnesses, trying to keep people from talking, period. And if they wasn't there, maybe they could have succeeded. But not with these two, they ain't scared. They talking.
Calm down, calm down. What's it called? Shut up already. Shut up already. No one wants to hear it. Because he didn't want nobody to hear what we were saying, you know? And he was talking about calm down, calm down. What's it called? Shut up. And like almost a headlock looking. I was like, this is like over like excessive. And I kept saying, I was like, if this was excessive, I feel like this was too much. Like you guys did too much. He was like, nah, nah, nah. And he literally came up to me. He's like, shut the fuck up, you snitch, bitch. And he went up to my guy and he was talking about calm down, calm down. What's it called? Shut up already. Shut up already. No one wants to hear it. Because he didn't want nobody to hear what we were saying, you know? Because we like literally saw, like, my guy saw the last part and I saw like everything, you know? I was like, this is so sad. Like, and like I watched her collapse and I saw, like, I was like, why wouldn't you go to her, like, you know, to hold her, to tell her, like, you know, like, why wouldn't you do anything, you know?
So she saw everything and her dude saw the last part. So we see him on the scene. But some of the stuff he was screaming was stuff that she had already told him, I believe.
I don't know. It was just crazy to me. And I hope that, you know, me saying this is helping out. Like, but that's pretty much all I have to say. And thank you for letting me talk. And I hope the rest of this video and whatever you have to say, you know, speaks the truth and allows everybody to understand what happened. You know, because
oh, so somebody said, yes, it's on the video. He did call her a snitch. It's on the video. Wow. I bet it's a lot of little clips I haven't seen because I only got the ones that I'm showing.
I want everybody to know that she didn't have anything in her hands. She was, you know, defenseless herself towards somebody that had a gun, you know, and it didn't go down. I don't think she didn't think it was going to go down like this because she would have never got out of her car. I really don't think she would have if she saw the gun, you know. She just dropped off her kid. She actually like somehow squeezed out of his chokehold, right? And when she squeezed out, that's when the girl, Miss Johnson, shot her. No, she wasn't. It looked like she was walking the other way, like she was going around her car. Yeah.
She was trying to go leave. I keep hearing her walking away from Cordasia, not towards her. And the only scuffle or the DV incident was with Carlos. And she also said she came Holly. First, it seemed like Carlos and Romeca was just fine. And then here come Holly out of nowhere. That escalated the situation. Why he talking about he was trying to de-escalate. And also shout out to guards for sending the bronze medal. I appreciate it. And shout out to the 208 in the building or 214. Y'all please smack the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't and share it out.
She shot her like it looked like almost like near her, like her side of her face, you know, like she got shot almost by her chin, I feel like. And then
oh my God, if I hear
side.
that again, like I've been hearing that. One person told me that. Somebody just told me I sound like Wanda Sykes. And I think when I'm yelling, because I'm yelling right now, I need to use my normal tone. But when I'm yelling, people do tell me that I sound like her. And I only heard that on YouTube. Never had heard that before in my life. But shout out to Antoine. I think Merks was shorter than Holly, or Meeks was shorter than Holly. Yeah, she said it looked like she was smaller than her. They both were small frame women. Oh, wait. Yes, it was said Meeks was in her car and Holly hit the hood. And that's what made her get out of the car. It might have been said, but this witness didn't say it, though. I didn't hear her say that.
And when I saw her fall, like, and you know, I saw the blood splatting from her face, you know. So to me, that's why I was like, you guys need to come fast. Like, this needs to, like, you know, it was so crazy. But thank you for letting me get it off my chest, and I hope that everything goes well. All right. And no matter what, I do send out prayers for her family and for her mama.
Yes. So again, shout out to Gigi for doing that interview in the very beginning. But that interview got lost along the way. People then chopped and screwed it. And this is my first time hearing the whole thing, like when I recorded it yesterday. So I wanted to bring it to everybody. Wait, hold on. That's crazy. I don't even know why that got off of mute. All of a sudden I'm hearing my voice. So the poll says, does this guy look like cut water? So we got 40 some votes, and yes wins. 68% believe that this guy is him. Wait a minute, let me notice. Oh, it must be this one doing it. Yep. I hear myself, y'all. Hold on. I hear myself. That always stops me in my tracks. Okay, now I got it off of there. Let me come back over here.